Marcus Aurelius. During his reign as Emperor, Rome was developed. Marcus Aurelius faced many conspiracies and betrayals, but he was not a person who talked about his plans or secrets with anyone. Even his closest advisors did not know what he was planning in his battles or in the affairs of the state. At that time, he said his famous saying, "Keep to yourself what preserves your dignity." People do not need to know everything about you. What they do not know about you is your strength. There is a golden rule in life: true power lies in silence. We live in a world that wants to know everything, that demands you to reveal your plans, your thoughts, and perhaps even your secrets. But the wise man realizes that some things become stronger when they remain in the shadows. Today I will share 9 things that you should keep to yourself. Things that if you know and master them, they will give you awe and an inner strength that will not be shaken. Please focus with me because these ideas are not just ordinary advice, but rather the essence of a deep philosophy that the greatest sages lived by. Before we begin, if you think that this type of content touches your depths, I kindly ask you to press the like button and join us by subscribing to the channel. This is not just support, but rather a sign from you that you appreciate the effort made to provide content that carries real value. Now let's start our journey. Your family problems home, that small space we come to every day, is the place where we are supposed to find peace. It's the refuge where we can be ourselves without masks, where we can speak freely without having to count every word. But what happens when we start to expose all the details of our family life to the outside? When you tell others about your family problems, be it big or small, you don't just give them a story to talk about, you give them a window into the most private parts of your life. More dangerously, you may find that some people use this information against you, without you necessarily feeling bad intentions, but just a wrong interpretation, just a passing comment, can complicate matters between you and your loved one. The Stoic sage knows that silence is not weakness, but rather an art when facing a family problem. This doesn't mean you should shut the door and suppress your feelings, but think about what might help. In fact, not everyone. Most people listen out of curiosity, not to help. So, make sure to keep these things at home. Sit down with yourself or with people who matter to you and deeply understand the problem. Talk only to people you trust. Those you can count on without fear of judgment or gossip, because I believe, my friend, that a house built on respected secrets is a house that will remain strong even when the winds blow against it. But when we start to bring out our problems, when we make them a topic for discussion, we lose control, and a house whose privacy is violated loses its inner strength. And I want you to think now how many times you have seen someone regret that they shared their problem with someone who did not deserve it. How many times it became a topic of discussion behind their back. These are not just words, but lessons we learn every day. So please, the next time you face a problem, remember that inner peace begins with respecting your boundaries and the boundaries of those you love. Most importantly, leave the home its sanctity, because this respect is what creates a cohesive family and a home that resembles a fortress. Your financial situation. Talking about money is a sensitive matter, and it is the topic that may open doors that do not close easily. When you talk about your financial situation, whether it is good or bad, you are giving others a key to your life. It may seem simple at first, but the results are often unexpected. People do not look at money the same way you do. Some may feel envious if you have more than they do. Others may feel sorry for you if you are in distress. There are those who will use this knowledge either to exploit or to judge you. The philosophy that teaches us is that a person's value is not measured by his wealth, but by his balance and inner peace. When you keep your financial situation to yourself, you protect yourself from many problems that may come from outside you. The confidentiality of your financial situation gives you comfort and peace, because you do not put yourself in a circle of evaluation or comparison. No one knows if you are rich or poor, and therefore no one has the ability to judge you. The Stoics said that money is a means to achieving sufficiency, not an end in itself, and therefore talking about it does not add anything to your value as a human being. Instead, focus on managing your money wisely and invest your time and effort in what will bring you true benefit. You may have heard of people who lost relationships or got into tough situations because of revealing their financial situation. This is not a coincidence. It is a direct result of not keeping what should be kept private. Be wise. Keep your secrets and make money a means of living, not a topic to be discussed at the tables. Your dreams and goals. My dear friend, I want to share with you something that perhaps no one has told you before. Your dreams and goals, those thoughts that light up your mind whenever you close your eyes at night, are the most precious thing you have. They are not just fantasies, but raw energy, something that can become a great reality if you know how to protect it. But my friend, here's the secret. Don't talk about these dreams too much. I know you may feel an urge to share your new idea with the people closest to you, or maybe even with strangers. You may think that talking about it gives you some kind of power or motivation, but the truth is quite different. The more you talk about your dream, the more you feel like you've achieved part of it without lifting a finger. It is a psychological trick that makes your mind feel the illusion of accomplishment just because you said the words, and worse, when you share your dream you open the door to opinions and sometimes doubts. You will find someone telling you this is impossible, or even do you really think you are capable of this, and perhaps without realizing it these voices start to influence you and you lose faith in your idea. Before you start, what I want you to do is to keep your dream as you keep a small fire on a cold night. Don't let anyone blow on it or come near it before it turns into a strong flame. Work in silence. Make every step bring you closer to your goal without making noise. Believe me, the moment your dream comes true, it will be more wonderful because you didn't let anyone expect it. Think about it. Real success comes when you surprise yourself before you surprise others. To wake up one day and realize that what you dreamed of is now in your hands. This is the feeling I want you to strive for. Always remember that the dream is not for everyone, it is only for you. Let others see its results and not its details. And now, my dear follower, you are still listening to me until now. This means that you are not just a passing observer, but a person seeking to understand himself more deeply, a person looking forward to true wisdom and improving his life. This means you have something rare, patience and a desire to learn. I want you to write in the comments now a simple sentence: my strength is in my silence. With this, I will know that you watched the video carefully and are taking your first steps towards true wisdom. Let's see how many of us share this silent strength. Let's continue the journey. Your next step. There is a simple but fundamental rule in life. Do not tell others about your plans. I know that enthusiasm fills your heart when you think of a new goal or a great project. You feel like you want to share this dream with everyone. You want to say, look, this is what I'm going to do. But what you don't realize is that talking about your plans can undermine them. People naturally get a sense of accomplishment when they talk about their intentions. Let's say, for example, that you're learning a new skill. The first thing you'll do is tell your friends and family. How will they react? They will encourage you. They will say nice things to you. You will suddenly feel as if you have accomplished something just because you talked about it. But the truth is, you have not taken a single step. Remember, plans are like a small plant that has not yet appeared above the ground. If you pull it out before its time, before its roots extend deeply, it will be exposed to storms and winds, and it may be uprooted before it grows. When you keep your plans inside, you are giving them space to grow in safety. You may be thinking now, but why don't I share with others? I will answer you, not because people are bad or because they don't want the best for you, but because the world is full of noise. The more noise there is around your plans, the more you lose focus and the more complicated your path becomes. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said something simple but profound. Focus on what you can control. You cannot control how people react to your plans, nor can you prevent their eyes from seeing your weaknesses. But you can keep your plans to yourself. Until it becomes a reality, my friend, the next time you feel like telling everyone what you intend to do, stop. Look at it as a test of patience and discipline. Let your actions speak for you, not your words. I want you now to think about something you are planning, something that really matters to you. Don't tell anyone about it. Just focus on achieving it. When you reach it, believe me, you will feel the joy of accomplishment that no talk or praise can give you before your charitable works. Dear follower, there is a deep idea in Stoic philosophy related to doing good, which is that true goodness is not announced when you help others or do a noble work. The real power lies in keeping these works hidden, not linked to a desire for praise or recognition. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Just as the eye does not wait for thanks for its ability to see, so man does not need thanks for doing good." This idea reflects that goodness becomes pure only when it is done for its own sake, not for the eyes of others. But think about this with me. When you talk about your charitable works, do you leave the act of charity as it is, or do you shift its focus from being a gift to others to being a means to satisfy an inner need to feel appreciated? True giving is not a play to be shown, but a simple and honest act that comes from the heart. Silence here is not just a virtue, but a means to protect the purity of your intentions. Charitable works, when kept secret, become more powerful on you and on those to whom they are given. This silence keeps your soul away from bragging and makes your actions a light that can be seen without you needing to attract attention. When you do good, let the results speak for themselves. You don't have to explain or justify what you do. It's these silent moments you keep to yourself that form the essence of wise character. As Epictetus said, your worth is not measured by what people say about you, but by what you know about yourself and your weaknesses. Let me tell you about something simple but essential: your weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, things we fear others will know about us. Maybe it's a flaw in your personality, an experience you've had, or even a feeling of fear or anxiety about something. These points in particular are what make you human. But the real question here is, why shouldn't others know about it? Imagine that your weaknesses are like keys to your own safe. If you give them to anyone, even unintentionally, you are opening the door to someone who might use them against you one day, whether consciously or unconsciously. We live in a world that is not devoid of kindness, but also opportunism. It's not always about bad intentions, but sometimes curiosity alone can become a burden on you. When you tell someone about your weakness, what do you expect? Maybe they sympathize with you, maybe they don't, but in both cases, this person now has information about you. What if circumstances change? What if this information one day becomes a burden on you instead of being a secret that you bravely bore? I know you may say, but there are people I trust, and that is true. Trust exists and has its place, but even trust has its limits. A true man does not fear his weakness, but rather treats it silently. Your weaknesses are not a stigma but a personal challenge. They are an internal dialogue between you and yourself, not between you and the world. Take this as an example: if you suffer from a bad habit or a certain feeling. Instead of looking for someone to listen to you and give you a solution that you may not need, try to be your own doctor. Sit with yourself, calmly analyze your problem, and start working on improving it, because every step you take by yourself, even if it is small, makes you stronger than you were, my friend. True strength is not in hiding your weakness, but in fixing it silently. As Seneca said, it is wise to work on your faults, but it is even wiser not to make them known. When you do that, you will feel a kind of freedom you have never known before. You will be the one in control, no one else. This is the basis of to be the master of yourself, to take control of your affairs and to maintain your inner strength away from the eyes of others. Your failures, you know, my friend, failure. That word we always try to avoid, hide it as if it were a stigma, but the truth is, failure is not your enemy, it is the greatest teacher you may meet in your life. The problem is not in failure itself, but in the way we deal with it. Imagine with me that you are walking on a long road full of stones and obstacles. Every time you stumble over a stone, you feel ashamed and start talking about it to everyone you meet. You fell here and broke there. You could not overcome that stumble. What will happen? Those stumbles will become your identity. You will look at yourself only through those failures. The point is good when you fail. Don't make your failure a topic of conversation. Make it a lesson you learn silently, because talking about your failures all the time shows your weakness and gives others the opportunity to evaluate you based on those moments only, forgetting everything else you have achieved. Failure is not the end. It is just a short stopping point on a long road. As Marcus Aurelius said, what matters is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. What can I learn from it? How can I come back stronger? Don't be the person who looks back with regret. Be the person who turns the past into fuel that propels him, her into the future. And my friend, if you're listening, now let me share a little secret with you that no one else has. People care about your failure as much as you think. People are busy with themselves. So instead of focusing on what you failed at, focus on the road ahead. Get up again in silence and start building again. Let your actions speak for you, not your words. So if you have been through a hideout recently, I say to you now, stop thinking about it. Stop talking about it, the mysterious things in your life. My dear, there is such a thing in this life as mystery. It is not just a thought or a state of affairs, but a weapon that the wise wield with caution. Mystery is not weakness, it is strength. When you allow others to guess, to investigate, to ask questions, you control the game. But what happens when you are an open book? Everyone becomes a reader. Some may misunderstand you, some may misinterpret your intentions. Contemplate the life around you. People who maintain an aura of mystery will find that they have a different place, not because they are better than you or more knowledgeable, but because they know when to speak and when to be silent. They have the wisdom to keep some chapters of their lives unknown and undisclosed, as if they were a painting that needs contemplation to understand its meaning. No to a direct explanation. The ambiguity here is not deception or futile concealment. It is an art. When you keep certain aspects of your life away from the eyes of people, you give yourself room to move. Room to grow without the pressure of expectations or judgments. Remember this well. Everything you say about yourself is an opportunity for others to seize upon to form an opinion about you and perhaps a weapon to use against you. Ask yourself if it is necessary for everyone to know about the decisions you have not yet made, the thoughts you have in your mind, or even the struggles you are facing. There are things that when left unexplained become more powerful because they give you control over your image, your life, your future. Mystery makes you interesting. It makes people wonder what this person is hiding. What is the secret of his strength? And this is not a kind of manipulation, but rather preserving your boundaries, your privacy, and yourself. Being mysterious does not mean being isolated or distant, but rather knowing when to speak, when to be silent, and when to leave things incomplete, as if they were a small puzzle that no one knows the solution to except you. Your dark secrets. Have you ever felt that there are parts inside you that you are afraid to face or talk about, those parts that remain hidden deep inside you? The secrets that you carry as an internal burden, like a closed box that you do not dare to open. We all carry these burdens, my friend, but the difference between a wise person and others is how he deals with these secrets. I want to share with you an idea that may seem heavy but will change your perspective. Not everything we know about ourselves should be said or shown to others. There are parts of us that are dark, not necessarily bad, but they are complex, full of experiences and feelings that have shaped us. And these parts, my friend, are not a flaw, but a testament to our humanity, our vulnerability, and our journey in life. Imagine that these secrets are like the roots of a tree. The roots are buried underground. No one can see them, but they give the tree life. If the roots are exposed, the tree will lose its stability and strength. Likewise, if we reveal our dark secrets to everyone around us, we will lose our balance and become vulnerable to rulers, interference, and even exploitation. True wisdom lies not in revealing all that is inside you, but in accepting those secrets and dealing with them silently. The Stoics believe that true power lies in mastering the self and facing your shadows boldly without making them visible to everyone. As Marcus Aurelius said, "What is inside you is yours alone. Do not allow anyone to enter it without permission." Remember, my friend, not everyone deserves to know your depths. Keep these shadows to yourself, not because they are a defect, but because they are part of your strength. You carry within you the light and the darkness, and you know how to balance between them.